Hello guys, it's your girl the owner, and today I come to you with a video about how to co-parent with a strict parent. Parenting and just like raising children together and unity or division or issues concerning like parenting is one of the issues that cause divorces and conflicts in marriages. And I hear in my country and culture, certain people say a child can either make or break a marriage because, depending on readiness to have a child, and how the child is raised, and like the similarity of the values between the parents, a child can either make or break a marriage. So based on that, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to co-parent with a strict parent because people are not raised in like same households. Like in certain households, children are treated with like gentle hands until they're like grown. Like even when like they're given rules, they're treated with gentle hands. And like being a strict parent it's good to be strict, to be protective, but at the same time being a helicopter parent and not allowing children to learn from their own mistakes can lead to children not believing that they can make mistakes and not seeing certain things as mistakes because you're strict. That's the downside about being strict. And like not having a time where like you go soft like on your children and always wanting to be strict. And when the children do find freedom, they don't see freedom as being reckless, and they realize when it's too late that they were actually like destroying themselves with the freedom that you denied them, instead of like seeing for themselves that life out there can be like, there are dangerous places, and they don't see danger as danger when like they finally get the freedom. And sometimes strict parents can um like parents who like to rule with an iron fist, it can have a downside. So one of the things that I can encourage or give a tip of advice is to co-parent with a strict parent when the strict parent is not around. Not necessarily like turning a blind eye on their rules or like breaking the rules that they set for their kids because the kids belong to them too. um do the soft parent like part. Allow your children to experience like the your softness as the non-strict parent. Balance out the strictness like with your like a gentle nature, with your gentle hands natureness, if I could put it that way, for lack of a better term, gentle naturedness. I don't know if that's an English word, is that a word? But your nature of being soft, like the children finding a soft spot with you, like someone they could open up to without like fear of being harshly rebuked, right? The next tip I want to give you is don't undermine the strict parent in front of the kids. Remember that that strict parent is their mother or their father, and children like they develop like daddy and mommy issues like in different ways, like, and like even resentment between a child and like the other parent or the two parents can happen because of doing this, because of like undermining the other parent's authority in front of the child, especially when that strict parent like rebukes the child in a harsh way or like goes hard on the child, and you defy their terms in front of the child, defying their terms toward the child and say, no, you can have that, you can do this. It shows the child that they can disobey the parent because you're there to allow them to do whatever they want to do, or to stand against the other parent's opinion or what they have to say concerning the child. So you should come as a united front in front of the child. When it comes to parenting, co-parenting with a strict parent, don't come off like as like you're disagreeing. Another thing is, as I've shown in like the static image, like the images that you see, well, it's not a static image. This video is like a slideshow. As you see the image there, don't argue in front of your children, like especially about parenting, because this video is about co-parenting, right? Don't argue in front of your children. That's because okay, let me say this. There are co-parents who are married and co-parents who are not married, right? Who are together and who are not together. Arguing in front of your children can cause a child to pick sides. Can cause a child to pick sides, and since like you need your co-parent, if you're co-parenting, for my case, I'm not co-parenting. I'm a single mother, and the father of my child is not there. It's like, situations are different. But when you are co-parenting, in a situation where you see yourself co-parenting, you need the other co-parent, right? And the reason why I said I'm not co-parenting is because my case is different. I was abused. There was an issue of sexual abuse and abandonment, and like financial abandonment. Like I only took care of my child on my own, and I didn't want to like keep on escalating the matter because there was a high conflict and like a trauma bond. And I keep saying this a lot in my channel, that I was violated like sexually. Like my child is a product of my survival from abuse. But anyways, not all situations are like that, and like there's no trauma involved. And when like there's an issue of abuse, like in my case, like it makes like the co-parenting, if it was to happen, it would like make the trauma resurface for me, like in my case, like because the child already like, it would be easy if like I was sexually abused and the guy just left and I never got pregnant with his child. Like it would have been easier, right? But because the child is here, it took me like having to heal from like that, and like having to not see the child as a reminder of the sexual abuse, and having to accept the child as a separate individual from that guy. So I had to explain myself about the co-parenting issue, because some people may be like, you are not the one to talk about co-parenting. But I'm the one to talk about it because my parents were married, and like they are now co-parenting. And one of the issues that led to them separating, according to my judgment, me and my sibling were fighting, and they got involved in a fight, and they ended up fighting, and like in that assault, whatever, they ended up separating. I was there, and I don't think this would be like taken as defamation of character or anything. And I'm very protective over my family and everything, my daughter. So I'm the one to talk about it because I've seen like my parents go through that. And I want to say that you should know, like, and I've seen it before. I've seen a time where my mom is soft on me, and like not all the time. She was soft on me when they were still married. And like sometimes when my dad would be like hard on me, she would like be soft on me and say, you know what, take it easy. Don't be like, sort of like, not necessarily like wanting to tell me don't be afraid of him, but being like, I will listen to her and like be okay, and like not like be upset, because I would get upset when my dad would be hard on me, but I wouldn't be upset anymore because she would intervene. But I don't think she meant for me to disobey him. She just wanted me to know she got me. Like she would like cover for whatever is it that I needed. I was like expected to do, or like expect, or like preventing me from having any negative feelings of like that he was being hard on me or anything. But she was wrong. Like, yeah, she shouldn't have done that. And like, yeah, one of co-parenting issues is one of like the issues that really like tumbled down the foundations of my family. Like, and I don't want to get into the details because wow, it's very sensitive, and I believe we've all overcome it. I've accepted that they've separated. And yeah, anyone who would like judge me because of like that I'm not co-parenting, my parents are co-parenting, and they have accepted that we like see both of them as our parents, and my mom takes care of me, and I live with my father, like at my father's house, like in the same yard. So another thing is, when you're co-parenting with a strict parent, say it clearly to your children to respect the strict parent. And also, you and the your co-parent, the co-parent. I know households are different. There are like households that are taught that the man is the head of the house, but the Bible does see like the woman as the helper of the man, like, and I believe she's in the advisory council of for the man, even when it comes to like things like parenting and like finances, just like everything, like the your partner, like in marriage, is like your helper. So when it comes to these things of parenting, you should like set a conference, like a meeting, and like talk about it, like set the non-negotiables, knowing that this is what it's not gonna happen, it's not happening. um let's say maybe the child is not allowed to have a phone, and screen time is limited, like TV, like, and curfews, things like bedtime, non-negotiables, because like we live and we learn from certain things and past mistakes, and like, so certain things you would not that you went through, certain mistakes that you made, you wouldn't want your children to repeat, right? Let God be the leader of this whole co-parenting thing, and let it not be a competition. I know I've seen this YouTube videos where, and I know most people who are doing it, they do it as a joke, and some take it personally. They don't do it as a joke, as off screen, like where they say the other parent is the child's favorite parent, and like the other parent saying they love the child more than the mother, or they love the child more than the father. um I'm saying this for the sake of like co-parents who are married or who are together. um your spouse comes first according to the Bible. In God's eyes, to you, your spouse comes first, and like your child, they come after. I mean, you met your spouse before you met your child, so she or he is the one who is more important to you more than your child. Like, you take care of the child together there, because things like this, they can become real and intense, and like be a hindrance in relationships. Though some people always joke with it and make videos like, who does the child love more, and all of that. Another thing is, advice is for you to work with the strictness and understand like what it is. Sometimes that is not only about strictness but temper, like temperament in different like situations, and like when like someone is time pressed, like, and their level of patience and work with it, like, um maybe they're not like as patient with the children as you are, and they get frustrated easily, and maybe they have a lot to do in their role, as what in whatever role that they're playing. So you can like you can take that like um role, like, of like the parent who like gives more of that time that they feel frustrated when they're giving it, to try to like maybe explain something to the child that they think that the child is not getting, and say, you'll handle it, than like than letting the situation with the child get to the point where the parent like starts setting firm boundaries. Like, that's because children learn with time, and like, just because like someone is impatient with them because like they don't have time to take them through every step for them to get something that they're not supposed to do, or they're supposed to do, um just because that parent, yeah, doesn't have the time, and you as the parent who's patient and has the time, you should take your time to teach, to nurture, and yeah, balance like that strictness out, and like reason with them, like with reasonable, like, for them to reasonable things that make sense for them to see eye to eye with you, not just like saying, I just want to disagree with him because I just want to disagree with her or whatever, but being reasonable